You made your best work. You nailed your portfolio, people reached out, and you got gigs and projects to work on. But after that, silence. No one returned to hire you back. What happened? Let's take a step back, because the problem here might not be your skills, but something else entirely. Hello, you creative monsters. I'm Sevos, and this is Monster Cabin, where we create worlds for games. Today, I wanted to talk about something that's really important and doesn't get talked about as much as how to get clients, but how to keep clients and why many of us are losing clients. If you're creative, I know that your mind can be a chaos when working on a project, and mood swings is a real thing that can be a pain in the ass for you and for everyone else working with you. Here's what I've learned through my years and my experience. Clients and studios don't want someone who's perfect, they want someone who's reliable, communicates clearly, and doesn't disappear after one email or one text. And actually, I'm not saying that you need to be mediocre at your work and perfect communicator, but it's more important to be fun to work with than being the best in animation, in art or UI, whatever you want, but be a pain in the ass for everyone in the team and making the project difficult to advance. Here's what worked with me. In my case, I got all my freelance clients. Actually, they reached out to me. I didn't have to chase for the gigs, but what made them stick around and keep them after many years still today is the way that I handled the communication with each person, and not only how I manage the deliverables and everything we have agreed on, because you have to be careful and deliver whatever you have promised, but also do it in a nice way and pleasant way for everyone, even for you. Not stressful, not missing deadlines, not working last hour to deliver something in the next hour. Something that works for your health and for everyone else's sake. Some of the tips that worked for me. Friendly and clear communication from the start. Setting the expectations clearly and early. Being transparent if something is harder to work on, if it's something that you cannot do, or if it will take you more time. You need to be specific about everything. Suggesting things that they have not asked yet for, or the client doesn't even know they will need for their projects. That comes with time, with experience. And finally, a nice touch would be to follow up with each client after you've done your part of the work, just to check in, just to see how the project is going, and not just to get hired back again, but from genuine curiosity and interest about how's everything and how is everything wrapping up, if the project is live, if it's going, I don't know. Curiosity is from my side, because when I work on something, I want to get excited and I want to know exactly if it's gonna go live soon, if I can talk about it on my socials, or something to get me also excited. But it keeps the interest between two people alive, and I guess makes you more likable, and makes it more likable for a client or for a studio to come back and ask you to do another job again in the future. So you see, the most important thing is to build trust with whoever you're working with. From the first glance, the trust will come for someone just by looking your portfolio. But after that, the real deal is when you get to talk with them on the first interview, or when setting the first deliverable and deadline. If you are clear for whatever service you provide and be honest about what you can and cannot do, this will make the difference. Even if you cannot do something that they will propose you, and you can suggest another artist or another friend of yours to do the job, they most likely will come back to you to do a thing that you can do, if you're honest with what you can and you cannot do. So keep the communication clear and be honest about your deliverables. A good way to approach this is to under-promise and over-deliver. So if something, for example, will take you about a month to create, you can make the client expect that you will have it ready by 6 weeks, but have it ready also in 4 or 5 weeks. This will make your process more stress-free when you're getting in a project and make you look better in the eyes of a client or a partner when you deliver something earlier or even better than they expected. You can under-promise about the quality as well, but I know this can be tricky. So, when things go wrong in a lot of teams, in a lot of scenarios, not only big teams, in small teams as well, even in just when you're working as a partner, as a duo on an artistic venture or anything. I mean, I've worked with myself, which is the hardest thing to do because you don't have anyone to motivate you, and I have also worked with small teams to just 2 people to medium teams like to 15 people. There's always the chance that there will be one a-hole that will ruin the whole party. So, when things go wrong, and I've seen this happen a lot, and it's usually from crazy talented people with amazing skill, but they have a bit of an attitude, or they just don't want to get feedback, or they get annoyed pretty easily, and they're just making the project move slower and making the whole team have a bad time while working on it, so everyone underperforms. At 90% of the time, the common issues that you wouldn't get someone back is something like this. So you might ghost them after your first text, or ghosting after the delivery of the final art and never just reply back. When sending, for example, messy or incomplete files and don't care to correct them or care for the other person's ease, when ignoring the feedback that you're given or pushing back the wrong way. I know getting feedback is like one of the hardest things to do, but you have to separate yourself from the project and from the work that you're putting on, because it's a project, it's a team project, and there's always gonna be feedback from a lot of different people. You have to be ready to defend your opinion, but if the whole team wants to move in a separate direction, you can just say, I disagree with this option for this and this reason, but I will do the best of my capabilities to do the best work on this direction as well, but without keeping any grudges and without being a pain in the ass. Another reason is taking forever to respond. So, for example, a typical time to respond would be like within the day, the next day at least. But sometimes you get artists or get partners to respond 2-3 days, a week after, which you can't rely on these kind of people to take them in your team and create something. And what I talked about earlier, having an attitude, making the client feel like you're doing a favor even to talk with them. I know, sometimes you feel like, oh my god, he doesn't have any idea about what he's talking about, so I don't want to explain the basics of anatomy or composition or color, feel or anything. But this attitude doesn't help you, doesn't help anyone, and makes the life harder for everyone. I know it's hard, but take a deep breath. It's a profession, it's not your hobby. I mean, where you're working with someone or for someone. Take a deep breath and be ready to spill the same shit again for the 100th time, just in a professional manner. Yeah, because if someone is trusting your project to you, they want to get you excited as well. I mean, they want to feel that you're excited as well. And I know you can't get excited for everything that you work on, and it would be nice to get into a project only if you're excited. I know you have to pay your bills, and a lot of times you need to work on some projects that not just don't inspire you, but you hate them. But I would suggest going into these projects as well with a good mood and ready to just do a good work and have a good time for everyone. Because I've worked with artists that did a mediocre to good job, but they were amazing to work with, they were amazing to brainstorm, to chat about the project, and that's what I want for someone to work with me. That's who would you like to be, I guess, if you want your clients to keep coming back to you for more. And yes, I know that creating art for others people's projects and other people's dreams can be hard sometimes, especially when the project is going all the wrong directions from what you would like to go. And in a lot of those cases, a lot of artists burn out or give up everything, but before storming off and leaving everything in the middle and everything goes down like with my mouth open like, oh, why did he leave now? Instead of doing this and doing a grand exit, just please take a deep breath and you can just communicate that it's not something that you want to work and just finish the deliverables that you have already discussed, so we all can have time to plan ahead and find another artist or make everyone's life a bit easier. Just as a rule of thumb, I would say be fucking nice. I don't know. And I get you will tell me that like, Sevos, what if the other person isn't fucking nice to me? And I will tell you like, things happen and this is a very probable scenario, but get away as soon as possible from this person. Get away as soon as possible. If you get into a situation with bad people that don't trust you, that don't give you the chance to be nice, end your deliverables in a professional manner and just don't come back for them. So, in my opinion, and what I look for when I hire other artists to help me in my freelance work, I just look for a person that communicates clearly, is respectful with deadlines, another one of the most important things, is fun to brainstorm with and gets excited with a new project, and just a person who's cool to work with, honestly. I mean, I don't need an extra stress in my life. I already have, and I'm sure every one of you have already enough reasons to be stressed about, and it would be nice if we could create our works to not create stress. I know that sounds dumb or stupid when I say it, but you might say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. So that's why I created Monster Cabin, to just find cool, cozy monster people like you to get in touch with and create a community of artists that I can work with in the future and create amazing things, chill and cozy and without any dramas. Who wants drama in their life? I don't know. Because we're all figuring it out as we go. We don't know anything from the start. So just try to be as honest and simple as you can be, and let's create something together stress-free. So if you're wondering why clients don't come back, it might just be one of these things that we've discussed earlier. Take a step back, relax, and have a look on how you handle your relationships as well as your deliverables. And guys, I don't mean be fake or just overly formal. Just be fucking nice. As I said, be nice, be respectful. You're a person and everyone else is a person or a monster. But even monsters need to be treated nicely and with respect. And when you decide on something, just deliver on it. And if you cannot, we're people and monsters, and you can communicate that you have a problem, and we can relate to that. It's not like it's the end of the world if something goes wrong, but if you communicate it the correct way, everything can be fixed. But if something goes wrong and you just burn out everything, it's a problem. It's a problem. People won't come back for the person who burns everything up with the first difficulty. So my closing thoughts: show up every day, be honest and respectful, respect the project, and respect the people that you're working with. It really goes a long way. If this hit a nerve, or if you're feeling something from this video, you know what to do. You can like and share this video, or you can join me in Monster Cabin and just chill in our cabin and create something amazing, chill, without drama, and okay, have a nice and creative rest of the day. Thank you for being here with me. Subscribe for more creative stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!